All right, welcome back to the Thrive Theme Builder series. This is a locally cloned Thrive project, Thrive Theme Builder project. And in this video, I am going to show the benefit of localized development of Thrive Theme project. For example, in here, I'll show how I configured the Node Sass inside the Thrive theme and add custom CSS to style this gravity form in my local Thrive theme project. And this will remain as just a proof of concept, but you can take this example and style everything that is necessary on your particular project, especially as we know, when it comes to responsive coding, Thrive could be pretty minimalist, which gives us maybe some screen size of 400 for mobile and 768 for iPad, but it does not cover iPad Pro, which is 1024, and if we change this orientation, could go up to 1366, also 1200, 800, etc. Right? So in those cases, custom coding could be very helpful. That being said, let's get started with setting it up with Node Sass and local styling. Okay, so we are back at the project backend code level, and here's our project folder, auto client, and just to make sure, this is the local host installation using MAMP for Windows, and the physical location would be C drive, MAMP, and then htdocs and auto client. This is the physical location, and if we dig deeper here, under the themes folder, Thrive theme. This is the Thrive theme builder theme. And if we go down a little bit, we find style.css, and this is the file. And once we get here, we find lots of custom CSS that is already added, which are proprietary to the Thrive theme, right? To add our local styling, we're gonna do this. Create a little space here and type up import style-moose because it's my personal, so I'm customizing this .css, semicolon, save, and at the same time we're going to add a file here, CSS, enter. Since we are targeting this gravity form right here, let's write something to see if it's working. Let's inspect. Okay, so let's focus here. Gravity G-form wrapper _1. Let's copy that. Go back. And let's write a border. Let's save it. Now if we go back and refresh, and that border shows up, that means our styling is working. I'm going to do a right click and boom, there you go. So now we know that our style target is working. So now let's go to the next step, which is setting up the Sass. Okay, just as a reminder, we are going to need Node.js installed on our system in order for us to be able to install Node Sass, which eventually will help us to compile our Sass files. So this is just a reminder, I've already installed it. This is a simple download and install, so I'm not going to go over this. But once the Node.js is installed on our system, that's going to give us npm, and with that npm we will be able to go under our project, and with this command we should be able to install Node Sass in our system. But when I tried that, it actually failed because we were missing something, and let's find out what that is. All right, so when my first attempt to install Node Sass failed, I did some research and found this solution over at Stack Overflow, and this clearly mentions that I was going to need to install the production Windows build tools. Only then my Node Sass installation will be successful, so let's install that. Okay, so to install this tool, as you can see here, you have to be an administrator. So let's start the Windows command prompt as an admin. And now that we have our command prompt open as an admin, let's do npm install global production Windows build tools. Windows build tools. All right, let's hit enter. All right, so our build tool got installed, and even though it is hanging here, it hangs every time, but that doesn't mean we don't have what we need. We already have what we need. So if it hangs, you can just Control-C out, and that shouldn't be a problem. And then we can go back to installing our Node Sass using the same command. Now let's hit enter. Please make sure you have to be inside your theme folder. All right, it took a while, but finally it got installed. So now we have Node Sass in our system. When you write this command, please make sure you have this -- global installed, otherwise the paths are not going to be set right. So now that we have Node Sass in our system, let's test it. All right, look, it has version 6.0 installed, so we are good to go. Let's move to the next steps. Okay, so as we remember, this was our target area, and we were accomplishing this with a custom CSS file, right? So now that we have Node Sass, let's go back, and this time we're going back inside the theme folder, and we're going to create a Sass file, pretty much the same name file, but with an extension of SCSS. All right, this is the CSS file which held our previous CSS. We're gonna just cut it from this one, save this one so that this stays empty, and bring this here, and we're gonna dump it on this SCSS file. Basically what's gonna happen is once we compile this SCSS file, it's gonna write to the CSS file, which eventually will take effect and make this into show this green borders. So just to make sure now that we removed our styling, I'm gonna save the Sass file, and we have our CSS file empty. So let's go back and refresh so that our styling is cleared out. All right, so there's no longer any border there. So this time what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and let's take some space here, type in the Node Sass command. All right, so basically this Node Sass will watch this file, the Sass file, for any kind of changes, and once this file is saved, it's going to write to this CSS file after compiling it. right? So let's hit enter. All right, so see it's hanging, that means it's watching. So let's make some changes here, and notice this is the SCSS file. So this time we're going to go with color red. As soon as I save, keep an eye out here. Oh, there you go. That means it just wrote to that CSS file. Just to make sure, let's check the CSS file. And now it used to be empty, now the code is here. And let's check the result. We're going to refresh. And there you go. We have our red border showing up. Now, not only that we have a custom CSS file via this style.css file importing onto this Thrive's own CSS file and give us this custom styling we need. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. This will help me bring more free contents like this to you every week. Thanks again.